New York City, you will see. Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
大
家好，刚进来的朋友，这里是在纽约曼哈顿，
Free, free Palestine.
这里正在进行巴勒斯坦的一个抗议活动啊。
Free, free Gaza. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. Palestine.
Free Palestine.
We will free Palestine.
We will free Palestine.
今天有点下小雨了，但是雨停了。来参加游行的人，刚开始啊是很多，
From the river to the sea.
已经很多人来了，这没几次了哈，每次都有他。
Free, free
大家要来的
Palestine.
可以来，这是在纽约曼哈顿飞鸟车站附近
Palestine.
富顿公园，
From the river
大家要
to
过来
the
的可
sea.
以来了。
The river to the sea.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
Biden, Biden, you will see.
Biden, you will see.
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
We will free Palestine.
We will free Palestine.
We will free
游行是2点钟开始啊，朋友们，大家要来可以过来
Within
啊，
our
就在飞鸟
lifetime.
车站旁边这个富顿公园。
Within our
今天的游行
lifetime.
就是紧急抗议啊，
We will free
与我们一道
Palestine.
要求停止从库勒卡尔姆街道
Free
到
Palestine.
加沙海岸对巴勒斯坦人的攻击，团结起来结束对巴勒斯坦兄弟姐妹的攻击。主持人上来了。
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
1, 2, 3, 4.
因为在这个加沙的难民营啊有70多人受伤啊，就在昨天400人
Occupation no more.
受伤，许多人被困在废墟下。
5, 6, 7,
10
8.
月底来啊，已经有超过25000名巴勒斯坦人死掉了，其中有1万名儿童被杀害，1万名儿童被杀害。我们现在很多人有一个韩国
Free Palestine. Free, free Gaza. Free, free Gaza.
好，现在大家要游街了啊，走过
From
来
the，river to the sea.
从大海，从河流到大海啊。
Palestine will be free.
Palestine will be free.
Biden, Biden, you will see.
Biden, you will see.
Palestine will be free.
啊，
Palestine will be
咱们在喊话拜登哈，
Palestine will be free.
我经常拍他们，其实这次已经是很多次了。
free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Within our lifetime.
Within our lifetime.
Within our lifetime.
Within our lifetime.
We will free Palestine.
We will free Palestine.
We will free Palestine.
We will free Palestine.
现场的是巴勒斯坦的国旗哈，就在富顿公园，911纪念馆也在旁边啊。你看有很多极端正统派的犹太人也来参加啊。
From the river to the sea.
啊，他们带了很多衣服。
Palestine will be free. From the sea to the river. From the sea to the river.
Palestine will live forever.
Palestine will live forever.
Palestine will live forever.
Palestine will live forever.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
Free, free Palestine.
We will free Palestine.
We will free Palestine.
We will free Palestine.
We will free Palestine.
Within our lifetime.
Within our lifetime.
Biden, Biden, you can hide.
Biden, Biden, you can't hide.
Biden, Biden, you can hide.
Biden, Biden, you can't hide.
We charge you with genocide.
We charge you with
lifetime. We will free Palestine.
支持巴勒斯坦抵抗运动，
Free Palestine.
从加沙到杰林，
Free Gaza. Free Gaza.
革命到胜利啊！革命到胜利！
Free Palestine. Biden, you can't hide. Biden, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. We charge you with genocide. Free Palestine. Free Palestine. From the river to the sea. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. Biden, you will see. Biden, you will see. We will free Palestine. We will free Palestine.
支持的人还是挺多的啊！
Free Palestine.
支持巴勒斯坦抵抗运动。
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine. Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Test it. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. Free Palestine.
Free Palestine.
Free Palestine. Resistance is justified. When people face genocide.
从加沙到杰林啊，一直要抗议运动到胜利。
Israel, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. Israel, what do you say? How many kids did you kill today? Israel, we know you. You imprison children too.
说他们杀了很多小孩儿，自10月份到现在，已经有1万名儿童，1万名儿童没有了。
What do you say? How many kids did you kill today? Israel, we know you. You imprison children too.
大家可以过了啊！
1, 2, 3, 4. Occupation no more.
Occupation no more.
警察来了，旁边很多警察来了，他们就抗议啊，就是支持巴勒斯坦抵抗运动。那么到这个10月份，已经从10月份到现在，已经有1万名儿童没有了。所以呢，他们今天的抗议啊，就是说前几天也遇到了一个突袭，也是有上百人遇难。现场有100-200人吧，今天规模比较小啊。上次我看他们是游行到联合国，又到以色列大使馆了，这边很多警察来了啊。荷兰的大哥你好啊，现场有100-200人吧，今天有点下雨啊。从河流到大海，支持巴勒斯坦抵抗运动。前面也有很多警察，有个警车前面。
people are colonized. Resistance is justified.
人挺多的。
When people are occupied.
有个人弄了个猪头，挂了一个警察的帽子哈，给大家看一下。Sorry。看还有很多小朋友来啊，说不要杀小孩儿。一个猪头，大家看啊。对，大家看一下，就在那个富顿广场，从那个飞鸟车站过来，离911纪念馆也很近啊，可以来看一下这个圣诞的灯光秀啊。这里今天天黑的比较早啊。Free Free Palestine。我经常来拍了。很多人说啊，你来拍，到时候账号给你封了，还不至于哈。我就是来现场拍，也没说啥。Free Free Palestine. Free 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 Palestine.
From the river to the sea.
From the river to the
从
sea.
河流到大海，
We'll be free.
巴勒斯坦一定会有解放的那一天啊！ Palestine may be free. 这吵架的来了。
Does the entire world agree that at least some that Israel does is illegal? Yes or no?
No.
No. Then you're ignorant. Go back and do your history. You are totally ignorant.
But you
You
say-
speak out of total ignorance. You are so Zionist
B'nai B'rash
brainwashed.
is also illegal.
You are so Zionist brainwashed.
Israel
You
have a
have
right to
no
be in Tel
idea
Aviv.
what is going
You're worse
on.
than the Arabs.
You know, let me tell you this.
You're worse than the
Let me
Arabs.
tell you
You
this.
asked me one
Let
thing,
me,
because Israel have a right to be in Tel Aviv.
excuse me?
So Israel have a right to be in Tel Aviv. And
Israel has no right to exist according to
so-
Judaism.
so you're worse
No,
than
are
the
you
Arabs.
religious? Are you religious?
You're a
Are you
murderer.
religious? Are you
You're a
religious?
murderer.
Are you religious?
I don't know what
Do you
religion
follow
is.
Judaism? Do you follow Judaism?
I follow it.
Do you
You
respect
don't
Judaism? According to Judaism,
murderer.
all of you are a kafir. You are a heretic. You are a heretic, and a heretic is way worse than a murderer. A heretic is way worse than a murderer. You are an outright kafir. You are an outright apicurus. Be
这大爷
embarrassed
人家
of
吵不过，跑
yourself.
过来
Which
干嘛呢？
Ruby Israel do you follow from 3 generations ago? You tell me. Three generations ago. Who are you following? You are a kafir. You are a heretic. A heretic is way worse than a murderer. A heretic, according to Judaism, is way worse than Hitler. A kafir is way worse than Hitler. A kafir is way worse than Hitler. You have no idea of the religion that your grandparents followed. You have no idea of how the
他们这儿写着啊，这个以色列的犹太人不代表是全世界的犹太人啊。
That's your opinion. In my opinion, is that you are brainwashed. It's
吵架
a
吵架
opinion. It's a
大家也别
subjective
吵了啊，这么大岁数，
and all of us have a right to our opinion. Right?
人家也是在记录的啊。
And listen to this. I have my freedom of opinion to protect my people.
啊，他们
And
说
you
了啊
have your，
以
freedom
色列的犹太人
to
不
endanger
代表
you.
全世界的犹太人啊，这儿写了啊
I，have a question. Listen. I have a question.
他们是极端正统派的犹太人，是布鲁克林，应该是展望公园那边过来的。
I know that before.
这警察在这看着呢，这便衣警察也有很多。
Would you mind to hold this flag? You'll be okay. You'll be okay to hold this flag.
If you're not okay, you're stupid.
I'm asking you if you are okay.
你看支持
If
的人
you
还
are
是很
not
多啊
holding。this flag,
解放加沙，解放加沙，快乐。
you have the freedom of your opinion, and that's your choice. That's your choice. You are endangering. I am a shooter, and you are a murderer. You are endangering yourself. You are endangering yourself and your people. You are okay to support Zionism.
现在吵得不可开交了。
Encourage the murder of
以发表意见啊，随便说，
You have no problem on October 7 or
不要
having
动手就行了，对吧？不要动手。
Listen to this. You have no problem that October 7 should happen again. You are willing to encourage October 7 to happen again. That's your choice.
以色列的犹太人不是代表所有的犹太人。
Tragic. This is what you say. This was tragic. It was tragic. And if you identify with the Israeli flag, you are
他
a
们写
murderer
了
and
犹
a
太教
murderer
谴
and a
责
murderer.
以色列的暴行，
Yes, yes.
上面写着
Like you
谴责
have
以
the
色
right
列
to
的
your
暴行
opinion,
啊，那个
to
标志上
endanger
面
your
这个
people.
牌子上
That's
面
your
写
choice.
的。
That's your choice. Go ahead. That's your choice. No problem. Your people are being endangered because what you associate. Oh, that's a good point.
说要对这个
That
75年以来的这个流血事件负责，以色列要对这个75年以来的这个阿拉伯的流血事件负责。太吵了，
Can I ask you something?
哎呀
Can
妈
I
呀，
ask
还
you
在吵，
something? Can I ask you something?
别吵了，
Can I ask you something?
这好多孩子也来了啊。对，打仗不要伤到小朋友，对吧？孩子是无辜的，上面是巴勒斯坦的国旗。看多少人呢？人大的这个帅哥拿个锅过来敲。人还是挺多的，越来越多了，因为今天放假嘛，这个周围很多人购物，这还有卖这个卖旗子的，啊，很多人在这抗议啊，就是说，你看很多犹太人也参与了，他们说这个以色列的犹太人不能代表全世界的犹太人，这个以色列要为这个75年以来的阿拉伯世界的或者这个流血事件负责。你看人越来越多了啊！他们这个灯光闪起来特别好看啊，火树银花的。对，但是他们来的犹太人是极端正统派的犹太人，是极端正统派的犹太人。他们这个犹太人，他们就是大家以前我看过哈，他们可能是在展望公园那边的，就是他们比较传统的犹太人，就是呼吁大家支持巴勒斯坦的抵抗运动，直至巴勒斯坦解放，从河流到大海啊！人越来越多了，因为今天放假，很多人休息了。
Stand up, fight back.
What do we do? Stand up, fight back. What do we do? Stand up, fight back. When Janet is under attack. What do we do?
加沙的面临
What do we
革
do?
命到一路到胜利。
Abdul Karim is under attack. What do we do? What do we do? Free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. From the river to the sea. Palestine will be free. Palestine will be free. When we say from the river to the sea, we mean every inch of Palestine. Because it's not just in Gaza where Palestinians are getting bombed, killed, oppressed, facing siege, blockade, occupation, oppression in every sense of the world. Palestinians in every single inch of Palestine, whether they are even citizens of the Zionist state, whether they live in the West Bank, whether they are in the South, Palestinians in every corner of Palestine are oppressed by Israeli settler colonization. And this is why we had to have this emergency protest today on top of the constant mobilizations we were having. Because 2 days ago, the genocidal Zionist entity murdered at least 6 Palestinians in an airstrike on Tulkarem. More are injured. And we know that many Palestinians die of their injuries because of Israeli refusal to allow them to have adequate medical care. Just the other day, 80 bodies were returned with organs missing. But after this airstrike in Tulkarem, after an hour-long raid, the head of the Tulkarem doctor syndicate said that one of the injured could have lived, but he was stabbed to death in an ambulance by an Israeli soldier. And that some of the other Palestinians that were killed, when they arrived to the hospital from the injuries that they received from the airstrike, they were executed on sight by the Israeli occupation forces. As the U.S.-backed and funded military continues its attempt to commit a genocide and ethnically cleanse Gaza for over 85 days, its occupation forces are working violently to extend the annihilation campaign to all of Palestine. Since before October 7th, Israel has raided, bombed Palestinians and Palestinian refugee camps all across the West Bank, including Jenin and Nablus. They have murdered over 25,000 Palestinians in Gaza and over 500 Palestinians in the West Bank this year alone. We're reminded in every statement and every action taken by Israel and its representatives since October 7th and well before that, that the project of Zionism is one of settler colonialism with clear intent to annihilate all Palestinian life and history. This is the project that our taxes fund. This is what we struggle against and what we have resisted for over 75 years. But it's not just Zionism, it's not just Israel we call out. We are calling out its supporters, its facilitators. This is why, as people who live in the United States of America, the imperialist belly of the beast, especially in cities like New York City, near places where we stand like Wall Street. Without U.S. backing, without U.S. support, politically, financially, in the media, and in so many other ways, the Palestinian resistance would have defeated Israel a long time ago. But it's this country that's waging a genocide against the Palestinian people. It's this country, the United States, that sent the weapons manufactured by U.S. companies, paid for by our tax dollars, my and your tax dollars, that have killed upwards of 10,000 Palestinian children in Gaza this year. And it's the cooperation of every normalizing government. I'm not just against Israel and the United States for them killing my people. I'm against every so-called Arab and so-called Muslim country that is aiding and abetting this genocide. Every single entity that tries to normalize relations with Israel, that is having parties and celebrations with Zionists while Palestinian children get slaughtered. And that includes places like Egypt, places where the Rafah border stands, where Palestinians are not able to get through because Israel could not maintain the siege and blockade on the people of Gaza if it wasn't for the cooperation of the Egyptian government. But they do not represent us. They don't represent the Egyptian people. They don't represent the Muslims, the Arabs, the people of all oppressed nationalities, of all backgrounds, of all religions, of all races around the world who stand with the Palestinian liberation struggle. And so today, I want to introduce you all to an organization called Egyptian Diaspora Resists, and they are here to share a few words from the people who are actually resisting this genocide and how they are holding their government accountable in this moment, just like we should be holding our government accountable and all governments of the world accountable for this horrific genocide.
I'm sure we all know that every time an action for Palestine occurs, we as Egyptians show up with full support from the bottom of our hearts. But we have yet to reckon with the Egyptian state's role in this horrific genocide. As more and more Egyptians have had to flee Sisi's military dictatorship since 2014, an increasing network of us in the diaspora have found it imperative to speak out not only about our government's tyrannical oppression of our people, but also about its disgraceful collaboration with the State of Israel in its normalization efforts and the siege of Gaza. As Egyptians in the diaspora, we have the relative privilege of using our voice, whereas millions of Egyptians in Egypt and the thousands languishing in prisons cannot. By standing here today, we are lending our voices to those who are not able to express their unwavering support for Palestinian liberation. We understand that Egypt's stance must be situated within the historical context, which goes back to Camp David Accords of 1978 under Anwar Sadat. The Egyptian state, under different regimes and to varying degrees, has worked overtime to try to condition the Egyptian people's normalization with the existence of the State of Israel. But we will never accept that. We have not forgotten that Israel has perpetrated many assaults on Egypt. We remember the 1967 war. We know our histories. We know how Israel massacred dozens of Egyptians, prisoners of war in the infamous Ras Sidr massacre in June of 67. We know about the infamous Bahr Ba'r massacre in 1970 when they bombed a primary school filled with children in south of Bursaid. But we stand here today as a network of Egyptian organizers here and in Europe to say that we refuse to stand by as we watch Palestinians in Gaza experience humiliation, harassment, and bribery at the hands of the Egyptian military. I'm sure that many of us Egyptians here have had to have annoying conversations with relatives, friends, and others about the fact that Egypt is doing all that it can when it comes to Gaza. But we know that that's a blatant lie. Just days ago, the Health Ministry of Gaza reported that over 9,000 Palestinians have died just as a result of not being able to enter Egypt to receive critical care. That is a shame. The Egyptian government is a target. Now more than ever, the response of the Egyptian government to the latest Israeli demand of letting up control of the Egyptian side of the Rafah border with Gaza is critical for various reasons. This is not to say that Egypt is a world power or in a position similar to Western governments who are actively committing the genocide. But we, as the Egyptian diaspora, are heeding the call of our brothers and sisters in Gaza who have since October 7th been relentlessly demanding the opening of Rafah. As Israel maintains a full blockade of the air, sea, and land of Gaza, Rafah is the only lifeline available to Palestinians in Gaza. we should all be asking ourselves, if the Egyptian government is doing all that it can, then why are thousands of Palestinians with dual citizenship with Egypt being denied entry into Egypt? Why are Palestinians suffering from critical wounds being denied entry? Why are Palestinians being asked to pay sums of $5,000 per individuals just to be allowed entry into Egypt? And the last point that must be made is that this cannot be conflated with an ask to mass displace Palestinians into Sinai. The Palestinians in Gaza want to return to their cherished homeland, and they will return. If we do not let them in, then we are sentencing them to their deaths. We know resistance, and supporting resistance is an act of love. We know we can stop the Zionist regime in its tracks, and we will. And we know revolution will find us again in Egypt, along with a free Palestine. But we must fight to make it happen by throwing a cog in every wheel of the machine, and we will. So, yeah, just repeat after me. Say it loud, say it clear. We don't want no blockade here.
Say it loud, say it clear. We don't want no blockade here.
Say it loud, say it clear. We don't want a blockade here.
Say it loud, say it clear. We don't want no blockade here.
As y'all can see, just like the U.S. government does not represent the people living in this country who've been rising up and having protests for Palestine time and time and time again. All over this country, the Egyptian government does not represent the Egyptian people who stand unwavering in support with their brothers and sisters in Palestine. And we know that the same is true for Jewish people. When Israel claims that it represents Jewish people, we know that it does not truly represent them, that it speaks in their name, that it hijacks Judaism. It hijacks Judaism to support Zionism. But for as long as there has been Zionism, there has been Jewish resistance to Zionism. I literally grew up from being a child witnessing these brothers from Netori Carta coming to every single protest for Palestine that I've ever been to. Even on days like the Sabbath where they cannot drive and they have to walk 3 hours just to stand with us in a protest. I know that there's a lot of smears and defamation about them online because the most I ever see Zionists pissed off is when they see them and the vitriol that they throw at them. And they want to smear the name of a community that visibly embodies Jewish resistance to Zionism and to Israel. And they have never minced words. Consistently, they say loud and clear that the state of Israel has no right to exist, should not exist, and must be dismantled. And so I will let them speak for themselves on this. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you. Well, Nordine agrees that we are more successful than you because we make them more upset than you. Is that true? And I'm proud of it because that's our Mishnah. Salam alaikum, you all. We are standing here with broken hearts. All these weeks, after all these decades, but especially these weeks, these months, when we are witnessing this genocide going on in Gaza, we are seeing so many innocent masses of innocent men, women, and children being mass murdered. And then we see what is happening in the West Bank already for weeks, and especially now these tragedies in the last couple of hours and days. We as human beings are gathered here today. We as human beings are gathered the world over in each and every major city around the globe because human beings realize, understand, and see in front of their eyes what is taking place and realize that all of this is criminal and this is wrong. We as Jewish people, masses of Jewish people the world over, including in occupied Palestine, are deeply moved, deeply upset and disturbed for everything what is happening, taking place, sadly, supposedly in our name. It is embarrassing. It's a desecration of God's name when the Jewish religion is being misused to justify these crimes, which are not only criminal according to international law and basics of human rights, but is a true violation of Judaism. According to Judaism, all of this is criminal, all of this is wrong, and all of this is anti-Jewish. It happens to be that the concept of building a sovereign homeland for Jews is in total contrast to basics of Jewish belief. Since Jews are in exile, we are forbidden to end exile by any physical means. But when this happens in Palestine, by adding so many crimes, killing and stealing, oppressing an entire people, all which is truly violating the Jewish law. We are here for humanity. We as Jewish people are here for the sake of the oppressed Palestinian people and for the sake of the Jewish people. So many people are suffering because of this occupation. We are witnessing an endless cycle of bloodshed where everyone suffers. Why? Not because of a difference of religion. We had a difference of religion for the longest time, and it was not a cause for conflict. It is the illegal, brutal, and anti-Jewish occupation of Palestine, which unfortunately is created, caused, and to the present day, unfortunately, has this suffering continue for so long. Obviously, we need a ceasefire. A ceasefire is way not enough. We need a total lift of the blockade of Gaza. We visited Gaza after the beginning of the siege. It was ridiculous, terrible, and heartbreaking at that time. You can imagine how much worse it is today. This has to stop in its entirety. But lifting the blockade, freeing the people of Gaza is not enough. It is the entire occupation of Palestine, which is criminal, which is unjust. It is unjust, it is illegal, and is anti-Jewish. We are standing here and we say, from the river to the sea, Palestine should be free. How ridiculous is it when we hear that this slogan is anything to do with anti-Semitism, anything to do with the genocide of the Jewish people. This is exactly what Zionist propaganda does all the time. They will twist everything. They have no excuse to what they are doing. They have no way to justify their acts and their beliefs. The only way is by confusing the masses and taking things out of context. And that's the only way they succeeded until now. We as Jewish people are here and the world over, and we say that this occupation has to stop in its entirety. Not a genocide of the Jewish people. For the favor of everyone involved, we have to stop this occupation because the people of Palestine deserve freedom. It is the Jewish people in Palestine who deserve peace as they had before Zionism came about. We lived in peace in Palestine, and who destroy this peace? What caused this suffering for everyone? It is again, it's the occupation of Palestine. We have to stop this in its entirety for the sake of everyone involved. Palestinians, Arabs, Muslims, Christians, Jews, everyone involved. We want all to see a better future and peace for all. Thank you very much.
While U.S. politicians, Congress people, reps scramble to vilify, to defame the slogan of "From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free" as anti-Semitism, remember that during the Holocaust, the United States did not take Jewish refugees. They sentenced them to death by sending them back on ships when they knew they were going to get slaughtered. The United States took in the Nazis. The United States did not take in Jewish refugees. They took in the Nazis. Palestine took in Jewish people. Palestine, every single political faction of Palestine, every single faction of the resistance, even Hamas, says that their problem is not with Jewish people. It is with Zionists, European, fascist, racist, settler colonialism, theft of our land. So remember that when they use lies to manipulate, to make y'all fearful, when in reality, we are on the side of truth, of justice, of dignity, of liberation, of freedom. We are on the side of love and life. How the hell is it controversial in 2023 to say that the murder, the genocide of over 25,000 people, 10,000 children is not okay, and the entity that committed it needs to be dismantled?
Forgive me for a half a minute. I want to add to what Nadine just said. This past Sunday, I met the foreign minister of Iran, and he said to us, amongst other wise words, that he met recently 4 leaders of Palestinian factions, and they all expressed to him that they don't have anything against Jews, but against the Zionist occupation of Palestine. Thank you.
I've never seen a struggle or a movement so preoccupied with having to consistently clarify that we don't have anything against the religion. It's against the people that's killing us, as if that isn't obvious. But the media, the lies, the laws that they pass, the universities being forced to answer questions like this and denounce students who call for intifada, who call for liberation, forces us to clarify this time and time again, when in reality we should be focusing on the fact that Palestinian families are carrying their family members in pieces in plastic bags because the bombs being dropped on their houses meant to ethnically cleanse and annihilate them are being sent and paid for by the United States of America. So keep that in mind. Keep that in mind when people continuously try to obfuscate what's going on by saying we need to denounce anti-Semitism, we need to focus on that instead of the fact that tens of thousands of people are literally being erased. Over 1,000 family trees in Gaza have been completely wiped out and destroyed. We know that this is something people are going to look back on and say that they condemned, pretended that they were not okay with it. But where is everybody? Where is everybody who claims that they don't stand for the murder of 10,000 Palestinians? generations? How can there be new beginnings in a new year when Palestine is still under occupation? We know that people have stood with the Palestinian liberation struggle for as long as there have been colonizers on our land, for as long as there has been an occupation. People of all different backgrounds, artists, healthcare workers, from all different walks of life. And I'm just looking for our next speaker to let them know to come up. But Immortal Technique is here to say a few words on Palestine. So I'll just let you introduce yourself, and you've done this before. You always come to our actions. We know that people of all different walks of life, of all different backgrounds, of all different, work experiences, like I said, artists have stood with the Palestinian liberation struggle, and we are honored to stand with them as well.
It has been said many times that you don't have to be Palestinian to stand with the Palestinian people. You have to be a human being, ladies and gentlemen. I'm going to tell you the truth. In my life, I've seen a lot of good things, and I've seen a lot of horrible, bad things. I've seen a lot of people die. It affected me badly as a kid. I never talked about it, but sometimes you see somebody dead of an overdose, or you see somebody shot and killed. But never in my life have I seen so many dead children accompanied with the amount of excuses for why they're dead and why they deserve to be dead. And ladies and gentlemen, I know that every single person here they decided all of this began. But no, for 75 years of an occupation, this has been going on, ladies and gentlemen. I also want to reiterate some of the things that other people said on stage, but it's important for us to acknowledge that Israel takes orders from the United States, that it's resupplied by the United States, that it doesn't do anything without the say-so and the get-go of the United States. So when the United States says it doesn't want a regional war and Israel wants a regional war, just remember the words of the Godfather when he sat there and he said, no, Tatalia was a pimp. He could have never outfought Santino. I should have known the whole time it was Barzini. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, why? Because the United States pulls the strings. Because Genocide Joe has got to go, ladies and gentlemen. Here's the problem. Who do we turn to? We turn to ourselves, ladies and gentlemen, because we know that Trump is a Zionist as well. So when we have a choice, like Biden, the only person that we have is us, ladies and gentlemen, you and me. There's so many people here that are more than qualified and better qualified than me to speak about the history of Palestine. But one interesting thing that I will tell you is there's a reason that we haven't attacked Yemen. There's a reason that the United States has not attacked Yemen yet. And the reason, unfortunately, is not a good one. It's simply because they're a poor country and they're famine stricken. The entire nation is overloaded with weapons that are left over from that brutal war that this country was sponsoring. Let's not forget that. It wasn't the Americans that ended the war. They could have ended the war at any time, saved the lives of 1 million children that died of famine. And I'm not here to promote the Chinese government, but it was China that put the Saudis and the Iranians in the same room and said, we have to end this. So there are so many surface-to-air missiles. It's not just guns that they have left in Yemen. The reality is the United States is scared to lose pilots. It's scared to lose people. Situation that it's not sure it can win. It wants a regional war where it thinks it can win. Because the reality is that we're playing a game of chess with the other superpowers, and the people of Palestine are made to suffer as a cause because of it. And we know exactly how that feels in Latin America. So we stand in solidarity with the people of Palestine because we're tired. We're tired of being used like political pawns in someone else's game, ladies and gentlemen. Those thousands of dead children that are in Gaza were killed with no remorse. And we have to remember that when the IDF raided Gaza, they did so with the help of American mercenaries, people who were veterans of the Iraq and Afghanistan war. Why? Why, you ask, did they do this? Isn't the IDF undefeatable? Isn't it a great army? No, not really. Maybe in the 60s and 70s when they were constantly fighting wars, but they were taken off conventional duty about 15, 20 years ago. So for the past 20 years, all they've been doing is breaking the arms of little children in the West Bank and torturing innocent people. They haven't actually fought a war. You know what the Ukraine looks like? If Russia was given the airspace, it would be over tomorrow. But the reality is that without those planes, they would slug it out on the ground, and that's not what the United States wants. And unfortunately, we're stuck in this horrible position where we have to see people die day after day after day after day. And then we realize that the United States doesn't have allies with Israel. It's allied with other Muslim nations that these individuals have spoke about, other Middle Eastern countries that it has bought and paid for. And that's because we have to pay attention. During the Arab Spring, the United States took that time to install a military dictatorship in Egypt. Aggressive, and yet he continued the Bush doctrine of knocking over countries that threatened our hegemony in the region. So I say to you today, ladies and gentlemen, we won't be lied to anymore, we won't be manipulated anymore, and we will not ever forget about our brothers and sisters in Palestine, in Sudan, in Congo. But today we stand with the people of Gaza. We love you. Thank you very much for being here, and I love all of you. Thank you. Peace.
Thank you, brother. From the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. We will free Palestine within our lifetime. Israel, you can't hide. We charge you with genocide. Israel, what do you say? How many kids did you kill today? Israel, we know you. You imprison children too. Gaza called, Yemen answered. All Israeli boats are canceled. Gaza called, Yemen answered. All Israeli boats are canceled. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. Free, free Palestine. Free, free, free Palestine. My name is Fatma Muhammad. I am a CUNY Law graduate and a member of Within Our Lifetime, and I have very few words to share with you today because there are no more poetic words or ways to say that Palestinians deserve life, that they deserve freedom, that they deserve liberation. We have run out of poetic ways to convince people that the Palestinian people deserve to live. So I'm not here to appeal to the morality, to appeal to the depraved consciousness of a nation that wreaks havoc, of a nation that spills blood, of a nation that is invested in violence in every corner of the world. We must not be tired out. We must not fall into fatigue. You must show up each and every single day. This is not a trend. It is not the time to rest. It is not the time to celebrate.
好，今天这个支持巴勒斯坦解放运动的这个直播就到这里，希望大家喜欢今天的直播。直播1个小时了，祝大家圣诞节快乐，新年快乐，愿世界和平啊，没有战争。好，谢谢大家。